So high summer came to Phippsburg that year, and it promised to be the hottest anyone could remember, just like every other summer. Together, Turner and Willis spaded up a new garden in the yard behind Mrs. Cobb's, and they planted pole beans and snow peas and russet potatoes and a couple of rows of corn, which the deer and rabbits and every one of God's creatures living between the New Meadows and the Kennebec thought was just fine. They put new glass in the cupola, painted the fence Mrs. Cobb's grandfather had built, and then painted the porch. When they finished with that, they went down to Mr. Newton's store and bought some sunlight yellow and strawberry red paint to take care of the shutters and door. Mr. Hurd helped paint until he began to clerk at Mr. Newton's grocery store. Turner and Willis got themselves hired on a lobster boat out of Bath, and even though, as Willis pointed out, Turner was a whole lot scrawnier than he was, Turner did heft his share of the traps and do his share of culling out the shorts. After the first 2 weeks, Turner was pegging lobster claws as fast as Willis and not getting pinched any more than anyone else. The days were long, beginning before dawn when the sea was purple-black and ending with the sunset when the sea was burning red. Turner was tired and sore most of the time, shivering in the morning and so hot in the afternoon that he and Willis were sweating. "Probably there's better ways to earn money," said Willis most every morning. But even if there were, Turner wouldn't have taken another way, because hardly a day passed when the lobster boat didn't fool with a pod of whales, as playful as kittens in the sun, showing off their dorsal fins, spraying the boat with their spouting, sometimes jumping full out of the water and grinning for all the world to see. Watching them was when Turner got pinched the most. Sometimes they would lay traps up the New Meadows, and they would sail past Malaga Island, going so close that Turner could stand by the rail and see the patch of violets planted by Lizzie's doorway. His heart stopped every time. When Turner and Willis weren't lobstering, they were sleeping, even when they were trying to eat their supper. Mrs. Buckminster and Mrs. Hurd would try to keep them talking through the meal, but would finally give up when the boys' yawns got longer than their sentences. They would stagger up the stairs to sleep, and the eyes of whales would fill Turner's dreams.